Welcome to Marketecture, where you can get smart fast with in-depth interviews of leading technology vendors. I'm Brian Barletta from Sounds Profitable, and I'm here with Dave Hanley, CRO at Libsyn's AdvertiseCast. Dave, so great to talk to you again.
Yeah, Brian, thanks for having me on here. It's great to connect.
Before we start, in the interest of full disclosure, Libsyn is a partner of Sounds Profitable, and me and Dave have been working together for easily 5 or 6 years now at different points in my career in podcasting. But I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of both AdvertiseCast, the part that Dave's focused on, and Libsyn overall as a company, and I'm really excited to dive into it. So the biggest question we're going to start with here is, what does your company do? And I think we should start with Libsyn and then dive into AdvertiseCast.
Yeah, Brian. So, Libsyn is one of the original podcast hosting companies. It's been around for actually about 18 years now. AdvertiseCast is one of the first and largest podcast advertising marketplaces. And we really combined forces in kind of mid-2001. And the big opportunity that we saw, and I'm one of the founders of AdvertiseCast, what my co-founder and I saw joining Libsyn is that they've got a ton of inventory that had not yet been monetized on the Libsyn platform. And we really saw that as an opportunity to, kind of take the two, combine it, and give the market some really great scale and some really great capabilities from an advertising perspective.
Let's talk about what the AdvertiseCast product is. What does it do? How does it work? The basics of it.
Yeah, so let's start with the host read side of things. And I think when a lot of people think about podcast advertising, if they're listeners, they think about the ads that they're very used to hearing on, their favorite podcasts for the last 3, 4, 5, plus years. And quite often when we talk to brands or agencies that are maybe new to the podcast space, that's kind of one of the first questions we ask is like, are you a podcast listener? What shows do you listen to? What ads do you hear on there? And a lot of them are familiar with those host read ads, which are very much, kind of like a personal endorsement style, where the host actually receives the product or tries the product and talks to their audience about how much, they like it and some of the benefits and that type of thing. And really what we established as a business back in 2008 was this concept of a marketplace. So what a lot of people don't really appreciate when they come in to do host-read podcast advertising is there's a lot of moving parts. So just to summarize, number one, you need to reach out to the shows to make sure that they actually want to advertise your brand, because this is, more akin to something like influencer, marketing, where the host actually has to be on board with doing it. They're not going to generally advertise something that they don't really buy into. So there's that vetting process. Then there's the scheduling, and then there's getting out the talking points, which may change throughout any given campaign. Like you may have a campaign running for, 6 months, and you might have 3 different sets of ad copy depending on where things are at. And then there's the process of getting those air checks and delivering those back to the advertiser so they can review the ads. And then there's, billing and payouts facilitated out to the podcaster. So what we did is we created a platform that essentially streamlines that entire process, kind of takes all those moving parts and just makes it really, really efficient. And essentially our marketplace can be used in one of 2 ways. One, we have a team that fully supports that process from start to finish. Brand says they want to work with certain types of podcasts or reach a certain type of demographic or audience. Our team kind of takes in those requirements, builds out a plan, executes on everything, and it's very much, a fully managed service. And then for advertisers who do want to be a little bit more hands-on, there's essentially a self-serve marketplace where they can go in, filter that inventory, shop around, see who they want to partner with, really drive a campaign from start to finish, right from vetting the brand through to, placing the ads, scheduling, ad copy, et cetera. What we find quite often is that brands will come in, they want to work with our team, if they're new to the space, learn the ropes, see how this is all, done, and then they may transition to more of that self-serve approach from the full serve. So that's kind of our marketplace in a nutshell there.